So, of course, what everyone's asking, what exactly is the reason for the problems at the polls? Well, Bram Resnick, he's live with the woman who should have some of those answers for us, at least in Maricopa County. Bram, how's it going?
Going good. 4 to 7 p.m. is usually rush hour at the polls. Polls close at 7 tonight, but it's been rush hour all day long. Joining us, Maricopa County recorder Helen Purcell, who's in charge of all these polling places and set this all up. Did you make a mistake with just 60 polling places, 70% fewer than 4 years ago?
I see that we have more lines at the polls. I'm encouraged that people are going out to vote. And should we have had more? Maybe so.
Maybe or yes, because people are really angry waiting 2 hours, and it's not just at a few, it's everywhere. It's been going on all day. So should you have had more?
People are energized about this election. I guess I didn't realize that it was going to be that much of a turnout at the polls. Normally our turnout at the polls is very light because most of our people vote by mail.
You did have an indication, though, in the mail-in vote that there was a lot of interest right away. The mail-in demand was a record in itself, wasn't it? So you knew there was going to be a lot of interest in this election.
But that's usually the majority of our vote, is the people that vote by mail. So we don't have as much of a turnout at the polls.
A voter tells me he called the county board chairman's office and was told there are fewer polls because it saves taxpayers money. Is that the reason we have fewer polls this year?
That is just one of the reasons. We looked at many different aspects of why we have put the polling places where we did and why we have the number of polling places that we have. We've made some significant changes since the last presidential preference election, and I'm sure we will make significant changes at the next one.
I want to ask you about a complaint by Democrats saying their voters were told they were registered independent. These are voters who believe they were Democrat. They were told they were registered independent and so could not vote. You have checked into that. What'd you find?
We found, we got a call from the Democratic attorneys, and we found that the names they gave to us were all registered independents.
And they just didn't know it?
Well, they said they obviously vote Democrat, but that's not the way they are registered.
Lots of people now wondering, should they even go vote tonight if they're going to have to wait 2 hours, or if the polling places are going to close before they get to vote? What's the plan for 7 p.m. and beyond?
Everybody at the polling place at 7 o'clock. The marshal at each polling place goes to the end of the line, and everybody in that line will be able to vote.
So get there by 7, and you'll be able to vote no matter how long it takes.
That's correct.
How much does it bug you that people are just waiting out there for hours, and they're very upset about it?
And I'm sorry that they're upset about it. I'm happy that there are people that are willing to go out and vote today.
All right. Helen Purcell, thanks so much for joining us. Again, get in line by 7 and you will get to vote. We're live in downtown Phoenix. Bram Resnick, 12 News.
And Bram, I just want to put this into perspective for people. 2012, how many polling places did we have open versus this year? What are we looking at?
Sure, there were 200 polling places in 2012. There were 400 in 2008, which is when the previous record was set for turnout. This year, Helen Purcell says we're going to break the record for turnout. So 400 polling places, 08, 60 polling places this year, and it looks like we're going to break the turnout. Do the math.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough.
Really tough, especially when it sounds like they predicted it to be this big. All right, thank you so much.